All right, guys. Excuse me. I'm just going to pop on here real quick just for a second, as it is a little bit red out here today, but it's all good. This is the trade that I took yesterday and I recorded it. So this is just going to be a quick little thing. It's just a lot easier for me to go live and throw this thing on YouTube than it is to edit a video, as I am very busy right now. The Chef Yen trade's working out. This is where I entered at 117 spot 636. I did get long on the back of the Powell news that we had at 10 o'clock this morning. It sounded to be just a little bit bearish. Oh, I'm not even on my damn chart. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. I didn't have no time to set this up at all. I just said, do it, do it. So I did it, and here it is. Wrong thing. Give me just a minute. Let me share the screen, because you guys are looking at just nothing. Jeez. Such a pro. I'm such a pro. All right, here we go. Yeah, editing takes very long. Yesterday, I had that video done by 10:30. By the time I got it edited and all of that stuff uploaded, everything, it was like 3 o'clock in the day. It's ridiculous how much time it takes to put out a YouTube video, guys. Make sure you like the videos from your favorite creators. They deserve it. It's a lot of work. All right, so let's go over here to Tesla real quick, because Tesla is the star of the show today. So basically, if we go into a daily chart, you can see that this thing was consolidating for weeks up here on high, and people were wanting to buy. They were wanting to buy. And I was like, once you broke down past this market structure down here on a daily time frame, you're probably heading lower. Now, I had a level right here at 758 spot 49. We gapped and sliced right through that yesterday, right through it. It showed no signs of support whatsoever, which is why it is so vital that you allow these markets to show you that they are respecting an area as support. Had another one right here, right through it in the morning, this morning. Boom, gap down, nasty, all the way down to 628 spot 23. Now, it did go a little bit lower, but that's the level right there that I found. All right, so if we go back into intraday, you can see right here that I got this gap fillage in the village line. That means that's essentially gap fill. All right, that just fills the gap from yesterday's push lower. Today we opened lower than that, which creates the gap. You trade lower, you get everybody thinking, oh my God, the world is ending, the markets is going down, everything's red, die, 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 everybody run, run. No, I bought it. I bought it right at about 635. All right, and that position's doing pretty good as of right now. Now, once you do get the gap fillage, I mean, that's pretty much close enough to consider that a gap fill. You know what I'm saying? So it's anybody's bet as to what's going to happen today. But one thing that I do know for an absolute fact, let me throw on these moving averages right here. Anytime that I get a stock like Tesla that's been just making nonstop all-time highs, and then you get a big nasty pullback on a weekly time frame, which in some cases some people are going to call this a blow off top, you trade it right into the 21 EMA exponential moving average. That's a buying opportunity in my just, this is not financial advice obviously, but in my opinion, it's a great spot to put on some more shares. So I did. You know what I mean? I did. I mean, this thing is still in an uptrend. The reason you had such nasty selling is because you got so many people that buy up on highs. Let me get rid of the moving averages as they've done their job. You got so many people buying up here on highs, thinking that Tesla's just going to keep going to 5 million, 100,000 before they have to exit their positions. And then you got so many stops that are accumulated right beneath near-term price, and it causes just big, nasty red candles to the downside. Now, once everybody gets stopped out of their positions, that offers up an awesome opportunity for traders like myself or any other investment firms, banks, anybody that's handling other people's money. If you want to get in Tesla right now, the time to do it would have been this morning. You know what I'm saying? That was a nasty down move, but that's also a buying opportunity. That's why I'm constantly telling you guys in these live streams and on other videos, you don't buy highs, you wait for pullbacks. You find areas where you could get some support, and you got a nice support on Tesla this morning. Beautiful place to buy. I mean, you took out everybody on this. You took out this whole leg up right here. Basically, you traded back down into this consolidation. And so far you are finding buyers. Now, this could just be a dead cat bounce, and it can absolutely roll over. All right. So don't buy it up here. Not today. Give this thing a little bit of time to settle down. Like in the next day or two, it's probably going to consolidate within this range, anywhere from 710.30 to 628 spot 23. If it's consolidating within that area or even up a little higher at 758 spot 49, give it time. All right, give it time. You're still trading well above this trend line, and it's not a parabolic trend line. I just tacked it from this low here to this low right there. You got plenty of room to come lower. Everybody's audio is good. Breaking up bad. Yeah, it's probably my internet. I apologize about that. I'll just, if the stream ends up doing terrible, I'll throw a video out. All right. I'll throw a video out today. It's not a big deal. All right, but anyways, moving on. Like I said, it's just going to be a quick one. Euro USD. Now we got some Powell news that came out a little bit earlier at 10 o'clock in the morning, which seemed to be a little bit bearish on the dollar. So I took an entry right here at 121 spot 21,418. My stop loss was right below these lows. Once we took out these highs up here, I took off half of the position and I moved my stop to break even. My ultimate target on this for the rest of the week is 1 spot 21896. Now today's just Tuesday, so I'm assuming by Thursday we should be splitting that wide open unless this thing wants to head lower. So this could, looking at the way the market is structured, any pullback until you get proven otherwise is an opportunity to buy. That's why I also bought it. That's a pullback in my book. You're holding up on this hourly market structure. You had multiple tests and unable to fail or unable to close below. Price is closing on high above it. And then this bearish candle right here took out all those candles. All right. And you closed above all of them. So this hourly candle right here, if it comes down into this area right here and holds, let me get the magnet tool back on and holds, excuse me. If we push down into 1 spot 21494 and hold that area, that might be an opportunity still to look long, targeting 1 spot 21896, because this is just a pullback. In my opinion, this hourly candle tells me a lot. It tells me that we couldn't get below 1 spot 21368. Therefore, the only other way to go is up, and that's the way we went, and we closed high. We took out the highs, we closed high. So let's see what happens here. So moving on into the week, I'm looking for that target right there to be taken out. Pound dollar is absolutely destroying everything. I mean, this thing has been so bullish, and it is still bullish. All right, still bullish. All right, just checking to make sure it's still on. Yeah, the Wi-Fi connection is not good at all. So, all right, it's still on. Anyways, yeah, there's nothing to do on pound, guys. Obviously, in hindsight, this was an opportunity. This could have been an opportunity this morning, as you see that this wick low did get out all of these people. But I was actually looking for this to come down lower because you got that pullback on most. Well, not the yen pairs either. No, pretty much nothing. So I guess stocks are really taking a beating today, and that's it. If you go into the S&P 500, you can see that it's even found 3809 spot 10. All right, there's your hourly market structure right there. Let me pull this up. You got underneath this liquidity right here. Here is your last bearish candle. You throw you a line on that opening price, get back over here to where price is now. You come right down into that. You tested that. Now you have found buyers. Buyers will buy into that liquidity. And here we are. We're making a pop. Is this the area where the S&P 500 turns around and starts making higher highs and higher lows? I don't know. Looks like a pretty good buying opportunity to me. All right, now this is a daily, so let's see where the daily closes. I would love to see the daily close green. If the daily closes green, yeah, you might be making another leg higher, looking for like 4,020-ish, somewhere in that area. What else did I want to look at? Bitcoin, obviously, Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin's having some selling pressure today. What is that? It's an 8-hour market structure right here that I got. It did catch near-term price. You did get a bounce off of that. This trend line is just right here to here. That's nothing special. You know what I mean? So I don't expect it to hold. It does appear that Bitcoin is suffering some selling pressure. That's not bad. Remember me telling you guys on the live stream that the higher Bitcoin goes, the more volatile it will be, like on red days and on green days even. Like, this is nothing for Bitcoin, especially you're up at $55,000, $58,000. What in the world? I mean, you got to expect nasty red candles. We got that today. Let's see if people buy it up. All right, let's go check it out on a daily. So we had 2 red days in a row. So that's not going to qualify as a red week, not yet, as it is just Tuesday. Now, if this week closes like down near the $3,700 or $37,000 area, then we got a lot of different things to start talking about on Bitcoin. But as of right now, it's still good. This isn't bad. It's not bad. As of right now, you're not quite, you did take out last week's low. So let's see what happens. I'm assuming that buyers will start stepping back in here, but we'll have to see. All right. So we don't want to lose this swing low. Like Jordan said on his live stream, I totally agree. But if you do lose that swing low, look right here for another area for support at 38,871, 38871, spot 43. That's a pretty good piece away from near term price. This one's too close. So unfortunately, that's the one I'd be looking at. But today will tell us whether or not this is heading lower or not. At the close of today, depending where the close is, will be a good indication as to which way it's going to head for the rest of the week, in my opinion. And let me see, ETH XBT. Now this is cracking. All right. Everybody's complaining about all of that market manipulation. I can take it all the way back as far as you want. I mean, nobody was complaining about this, right? I mean, look at that in comparison to this size move that everybody's complaining about on Kraken, about how dare them. Nobody complained about this up here. Nobody. But now they're complaining. All right. That's the way it works, people. That's the markets. If you're not prepared, I got a market. I got my first margin call in history on this push down yesterday because I'm long. I was long this. I was looking at this area right here. All right. To be a pullback into to buy. And as you can see, it fell way further than that. Therefore, I got a big, fat, ugly email from Kraken telling me that if I don't put more funds in my account, they were going to shut me down. What's up, Pepe? Give me a second, buddy. They were going to shut me down. However, if you go into a smaller time frame chart, you can see like that happened all within an hour. So price shot right back up into where it was supposed to be, and the margin call was no longer needed. So I did not put any funds into the account. They did not liquidate my position. It's an automated bot. You know what I mean? When your position gets that low, a bot sends out the email. They're not constantly watching your stuff. So as soon as price got up out of the margin restricted area, no more margin call. All right. So I lost 5% on that position of my total equity, 5%, 5%. So it wasn't a good day, but I've been trading a long time and I'm used to that. You just cleared out all this liquidity. All right. If that's a legitimate spike, all that liquidity is cleared out. Now, let me put this on there as it's so I can make it the right color. Oh, there it is, stupid. There we go. All right. That's the right color. So this area right here, I'm still watching. As long as we're unable to close a daily candle below 0.03086, I will be looking to initiate a new long position on this, because this is just a pullback as of now. And especially since you've smoked everybody's stops out all the way as far as you want to go back. I mean, you got a lot. All right. So right there. So you went back as far as March 2003 or 2020, March the 13th last year. This could be accumulated and it could go higher from here. It's just, these things are hard and tricky to trade because it depends on kind of what Bitcoin does too. If Bitcoin starts going up with haste, this is going to probably head lower. A lot of people on Twitter think that ETH is stronger than Bitcoin and is going to continue higher. So we will see. I am absolutely going to be looking for this area right here to hold today. When today closes tomorrow morning, depending on where price is around this 0.03086 level, I will be looking to reinitiate a buying position with a stop in place. All right. I had a stop on this, but this is what I'm talking to you guys about, especially you new traders. My stop didn't get triggered. That went down so fast. That was all slippage. Therefore, my stop never got triggered, not even on the way back up, because it was a limit order. It was supposed to be initiated as a market sell. Once it got down there, it did not. It got slipped. I don't know how it did, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't. And that's the danger in trading these things. That's why I always tell new traders, only trade with the amount of money that you are okay with losing, meaning the entire account. All right, the entire account. Don't put your life savings in a trading account and think you're going to be able to master this stuff, because my info is good, but you're gonna lose some trades. You want to trade safe, trade smart, risk 1% total equity. And the amount of total equity, if you're new, should be very minimum. Like, you can open up a Forex account with $10, $100, $500, something small, something minimal, something that if you lose it all, you won't be crushed. Once you start to show signs of profitability, meaning 6 months to a year, you are churning positive gains month in, month out, then it's time to start adding some real capital to that account. But until that happens, you're going to be faced with stuff like this. Now, you had one just right over here. It wasn't nearly as devastating as that one was, obviously, but it was still devastating. So yeah, trading these illiquid markets are very risky because of that right there. But that's enough about that. So watch this level, watch a daily closure, 0.03086. This is what I'm looking for. How does today close? How does tomorrow look? This might be an area to look for another buying opportunity with stops in place. Let me check it, take a look at everything real quick. The comments. What's up, Tom, Justin, everybody? And once again, I apologize that the quality is terrible. AT&T, thank you, AT&T, for sponsoring this terrible internet connection. Just joined. Is this on Kraken? Yes, it is, Merrick. Yes, this is the Kraken chart. This is the wick that everybody's talking about. It happened yesterday morning. I was sitting right here and I watched it happen. Then I watched my email pop up and say, boom, margin call. But like I said, that margin call didn't get instituted, so I am golden. But I did lose nearly like 5 or 10%. It was pretty terrible. But it's still a small account for this reason. I'm a massive Forex trader. I trade and scalp Forex and swing trade Forex. Forex got so much liquidity. If something like that happens in Forex, then the world is ending, pretty much. You know what I mean? You don't see stuff like this very, very often. There was one on Euro Swiss, but that was when Swiss Bank moved the peg. Then you had something like that. But generally speaking, Forex doesn't trade that bad. And your stops will get triggered in Forex because there's so much liquidity in Forex. But yeah, that's that nasty Kraken wick. Thanks for the clarity. You are welcome, Nick LaFon. Did Kraken release a statement discussing why this happened? Low liquidity or a software issue? Well, it's the same thing what's going on right now in the markets, bro. Look, you got volatility. That's what caused it. Volatility, massive volatility. Everything is just, the S&P 500 is coming off pretty hard. Tesla's coming off pretty hard. Everything was coming off pretty hard. And that's usually what happens. I don't know of any news event, and I listen to Benzinga plus the Squawk Box all day. They haven't said anything that's like the direct reason for the markets to come off, other than Powell did say a little bit about the economy's not doing so great and it's going to take a bit to turn it around. But that wouldn't have caused yesterday's spike. So no, I haven't seen a statement by Kraken. No, I have not. And I'm still going to trade Kraken because I live in America, and it's the only leverage trading operation that we have to choose from in America until Coinbase gets its leverage up and running. It's the only show in town. And I'm not doing a VPN because that's illegal. John Kim, hi Heath. What's up, John? Finally watching you live, not a replay. That's awesome. Oh, sorry. Now the chat moved up. All right. Finally watching you live. Appreciate it, Ascar. I appreciate you always comment on every video. Thank you so much, man. XAGUSD. Absolutely. Let's go look at it real quick. Silver's coming off a little bit today. Let me get rid of this. Man, I have got so many lines on this thing and not even looking at any of them. So we had a breakout, right? You took out this market structure swing high right here and you closed above. Now you are taking off to the downside, but this candle right here, as long as you close above this bearish 8-hour candle at 27.56, as long as you close above that, you're golden. You're golden. This is nothing. Remember, I don't care about wicks. I do not care about them. I care about closures and opens. Where do they open? Where do they close? You get a close below that, you may be heading lower, but it's still, since this huge spike right here, this thing has been trading sideways. It looks like, I mean, it is making higher lows and higher highs. So, I mean, it is technically bullish, but it's like bullish sideways. So I am expecting this thing to move higher another week or so, and my calls are going to expire worthless, which is okay. I'm not worried about it. It was just a small trade I took. I bought $30 calls. I did not sell right here. I should have. Being an idiot, I was like letting that money affect my decision making. I always take profits whenever I get in a position to do so, but I did not. And then the next day, we've been trading like this sideways, just killing those calls as the time and everything else. So we're getting close to closing those as $0. As long as you close above this candle on this 8-hour candle, you're doing good. I'm looking for this to be testing 28.50 in the next day or two. Unless that closes below. If you close below, you got a nice bearish target right here at 26.48. All right. If you get that closure below, I will have to look at this as this going to be the target. If you close above this, then right here, then you can look for that to be the target moving higher. We did take out the weekly target that we had last week with this candle. So, and it's still moving higher. So ultimately, this is kind of what you want to see. Slow, nice, methodical push higher. Gold isn't looking nearly as good as silver. Gold is looking like it's in an area to sell it, unfortunately. So gold needs to get above 18.77 in my opinion, which is this candle right here. As long as you're trading below that, that looks like yeah, you're starting to make a channel to the downside, which is not what you want to do if you're looking to be bullish on gold. You don't want to see stuff like this happening. All right. Now it is more of a wedge. Let me pick it on this right there. It is more of a wedge. So these generally pattern traders look at these to break out bullish. You definitely got to get above 18.776 before you can do anything on gold. As long as it's below there, this is going to be looked at as a selling opportunity. All right. Aussie yen had a nice big breakout. I'm still long pound yen from 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, 3 weeks ago at this point, possibly. This thing is just, it's unstoppable. Here's the JXY. This is what we've been watching. So basically, we've been respecting this descending channel that I was talking about all the time, guys. You got up in here. I said, look for this thing to push lower, meaning look to buy Aussie yen, pound yen, euro yen, but look to buy the strongest one against it. Once we got down here, we were taking profits, looking for a pullback and for gap fillage. We got the gap fillage. Gaps don't have to fill, so don't mistake what I'm saying. Gaps never have to fill, but when you're trading up next to it, there's a pretty good chance it's going to do that. So since you got the gap fill, you gap down this morning, you have ran back up and retested that 8-hour market structure level. You're heading lower. Could be an opportunity to look, but you would have to find like not such strong ones. Like Aussie yen is too strong. If you buy it up here, you're just buying highs. Let's see what New Zealand, same thing. You're just buying highs. Pound yen, you're just buying highs. Yeah, so there's really not an opportunity. The only one I see would possibly be USDJPY. But if the USD becomes weak and the JPY gets weak, then this thing's going to trade sideways. A little bit of euro weakness would give the dollar a little bit of strength, and then that pound weakness, this would be a good trade. So, or not pound weakness, apologies, yen weakness. You did test this, all right, and you are near the bottom of the channel, so you could be looking at this as a bullish opportunity. So that's left up to you because this is not financial advice, all right? So basically, you've tested this level. Where do you close today? Where does this last 8-hour close? It closes in 5 hours. If it closes up here or bullish, might be a good opportunity to look for a swing trade targeting at the very least this wick right here. You know what I'm saying? That would be a nice target, 105.846. But like I said, I'm currently long on Euro USD, so we're going to see how this thing closes out today. I could be wrong on this. I already took half the trade off, and I got my stop at break even. So we're going to see what happens on that. All right, let me get this off if I can find it. Not selling, same. Yeah, there's no reason to sell. For instance, like if you're holding Bitcoin and you sell Bitcoin when it's going straight down, like that's terrible. You wait, even if this is the top. I'm not saying this is the top on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going much higher. I think this is just random, normal volatility because you've been going straight up for so long. It was the same way back in 2017. If you can remember, once you started making the climb to the sky, The red candles were vicious, and then the green candles were just as vicious. So price action is going to be getting a little bit hard to trade. So you don't sell in this. If you want to exit your Bitcoin position because you think this is the end of the run, you wait for a test of resistance. So around 53,286, for instance, if you get a bullish push up to there, then you sell. If you're looking to sell your position, you don't sell it down here. You sell bullish pops if you're trying to exit position. Same for if you're short. You don't exit your position when it pulls back. You exit when it's going in your direction. That's the hardest thing for new traders to get. They see this and they freak out and they're like, oh, I'm getting out. Boom. And then they get out at the bottom. And then 3 days later, it's trading back up at $57,000 and they're kicking themselves in the face. You don't do that. You never sell. That's panic selling. That's not what we do. If you think this is the top, I don't think it is, guys. I do not think it is. This is just merely like a 20% correction. Well, let's see what it is exactly. All right, it's a 23.21% correction. That's nothing. That is nothing in terms of Bitcoin speak. Nothing. That's a buying opportunity. We'll have to wait and see where it closes. Today's closure is going to be very important. Very important. Now, on the daily, it does look disgusting. I'm not even going to lie. That is a big bearish candle. And even right now on the weekly, it's not looking pretty. But I buy all red weekly candles on Bitcoin anyways with a small amount of cash. That's just how I roll and have been for a long time. Every red weekly candle, I buy some more. I'll buy more of this one if it closes red. Like I said, if we take out last 2 weeks worth of price action, then when we get a pop up, I might be looking to shed some of my position because that would be a blow off top in my opinion of what a blow off top is. 2 weeks of price action in 1 week, yeah, that's pretty hairy. So I'm not scared. You know what I mean? I'm not selling. I'm looking to buy. Bitcoin's in a beautiful state. Ethereum USD's in a little bit worse off shape. Let me see here. Let's get a weekly. So you have taken out 2 weeks of price on Ethereum, but it has to close below those 2 weeks. All right. Now, if that happens, I might start shedding some of my Ethereum positions, or this could just be a nasty shakeout. You know what I mean? A nasty shakeout because there's a market structure right there on a weekly time frame. Let's see where we close in reference to 1394.04. You still got 5 days on this close. I keep forgetting it's not Forex. It doesn't close on Friday. You got 5 days on this close. Let's see where it is in comparison to 1394.04. If it's below there, then yeah, any push higher, I'm going to exit some of my Ethereum position. If we're closed here or higher, I'm not touching it. All right. So that's a good level right there for you to put on your chart, 1394.04. And you will be waiting to watch where the weekly closes in reference to that line. That's how you do it. That's not panic selling. That's how you trade. You use technical analysis to guide you. You don't use big ugly candles to guide or your emotions to guide you. It is scary, but it ain't nothing. It's good. This also gives people an opportunity to get back long. You can't just keep going to the moon without red weekly pullbacks. You got to have them. So that's pretty much it. If you guys got anything you want me to look at, because I am still in the Tesla trade. For anybody that's new, that just got here, I'll go over Tesla one more time. So Tesla, we had a nice push lower, had 2 days gap down. We have pretty much filled the gap today and we're heading lower, which is fine. I got in at 635 and I'm going to hold those shares. I'm not day trading this. That was just an awesome opportunity for me to add some shares. The reason I added the shares was simply because we had a nice pullback on the weekly time frame into the 21 exponential moving average. So in my opinion, as long as this week closes above that yellow line right there, that 21 exponential moving average, this is a great still looking bullish chart. In my opinion, that's a weekly 21. Now, if we close below that this week, then something else is going on. We're going to have to look for lower prices, which is awesome because that means I get to buy more lower, which is always awesome. All right, just got stopped out of that. Nice. What happened? Nothing. Which one was it? Was this? Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I just pushed right down into my entry there. That's all right. I took half off. It's all good. That was just a speculation play because of the news. I usually don't try to take entries after 10 o'clock, so it's all golden, and that's why. Um, I don't know. I turned off Benzinga Charlie, so I don't know what's going on. It's all good. This thing's heading lower. We'll see what happens. Daily closes are perfect. That's what you wait on, guys. Wait for candle closes. This thing still looks bullish, in my opinion. I can get rid of that line now since that line is now gone. So this is going to be looked at as a pullback still. Lower prices, I'm still going to be looking to buy this. This is still looking bullish. Yeah, we closed above that. So I don't want to see this close down back below these candles here today. If we close like back lower than yesterday's opening price, then something maybe else happening. But we just have to wait and see. XAG USD, I already checked that out. NOIA BTC, NOIA BTC, NOIA BTC. I have no idea what this is. It's on KuCoin. I do not trade this. Give me a second. I'm just checking it out. So, yeah, you're moving higher on the monthly. The weekly looks like you pushed up and you did get a closure above this right here, but then you pulled back and you pulled back kind of brutally. So this is kind of what I'm looking for to happen on like ETH, BTC, maybe trying to get support and then head higher. As of right now, it looks good. I mean, you got your 3 weeks into making green candles. 3 green candles is good. This is your relative area right here. You can see the size of this daily candle. Today's price action snacked at 2 of those candles there. So you may be heading lower. This is going to be an area to look for support right there at 734. All right. If you do get a close down here and it keeps heading lower, look for that area to hold. Now, obviously, you're being held simply by this market structure right here. All right. That's what kind of held that wick and this wick as of right now. So that is an area of support. As long as you're holding this long and your entry is lower than any of this, you're in good shape. You're in good shape. All right. I don't know when you entered or anything, but it looks good. I mean, it looks okay. It doesn't look great. It's not absolutely bullish, but it looks okay. Exchanges didn't have the same decoupling. Yeah, I know. I understand. Kraken has less liquidity than other exchanges does. Coinbase is much bigger than Kraken as far as liquidity goes. Buy dips for me until the end of the year. Sounds like a good plan. Iron Fist. Not selling. Heath, thanks for the stream. New question about liquidation. How could it not get triggered? You mentioned you lost 5 to 10%. So can you explain? Yeah, pretty much. Basically, there's no liquidity in that market. I mean, the order book shows that there is, but you have to understand something. Like, let me pull it up real quick. All right, here's USD JPY on a 5-minute chart. All right, you see how these candles are nice and methodical. They have nice, pretty closes and opens, and then you test resistance. You head lower, no gaps, just beautiful candles. If you go and look at something like ETH, BTC, sorry, this one, you see how on the 5-minute candle you have all these gaps. Okay, the gaps indicate that there is no liquidity. There's not enough liquidity. So, like for instance, on this 5-minute candle, it was just one tick, just one tick. That means just one buy and one sell took place at that price at that time. And that's why you get that tick, right? And then you have this was heading lower, and then boom, the next candle was just a big gap up. Like there's no liquidity. So big orders can cause huge spikes. Like a big market sell or a big market buy can cause huge spikes, meaning there's not enough limit orders down here to catch price. So if you just picture a golf ball dropping through crackers until it keeps, it goes and goes until it starts to lose momentum, falling through the crackers until finally one of the crackers holds it and then it bounces back up. That's basically what happened. I don't understand how my stop got slipped. It never got filled. I mean, here's the move right here. All right, let me just pull it over here real quick and then I'll wrap this up. So there it is. In 10 minutes, you dropped massive. But then in the next period, the next 5-minute period, so in a 15-minute period, you went from nothing to back to basics. So that's a 45% drop. Boom. And then it came right back up. And then I exited my position around in here because I actually thought that maybe it would go higher, but it didn't. Once it showed that I was going to roll over, I went ahead and exited the position. And now today we're moving a little bit higher, but we'll see. We will see. You can Google search liquidity and what it means in the market and stuff like that. Basically, the liquidity providers are the market makers. People have market makers mixed up with what market makers truly are. Market makers are spot arbitrage. They buy on one exchange, sell to another exchange and stuff like that. They're not randomly trying to pick off your stops. They're simply applying liquidity in the markets that gives people liquidity to be able to buy and sell on the same, they provide liquidity on the bid and the ask. That's all market makers do. They're literally making like 0.1% of a penny every single trade, and they're buying and selling big amounts every second, like in nanoseconds. So that's what offers the liquidity, but there's not many market makers or enough market makers providing liquidity to get the spread tightened up. So as long as the spread is still wide, right now it's not wide at all. I mean, it's just one Satoshi. That's not wide. But yesterday when this thing went down, I'm sure that spread opened up almost all the way to the decimal point. It was disgusting. Yeah, you're just going to have to do some research on that, my man. Can you look at Neo? Absolutely. Real quick, I'll go give Neo a look. Neo's probably looking terrible as well, since Tesla's not looking terrible. Tesla looked great. Tesla was a buying opportunity. Neo looks to be doing pretty much the same. It looks like the last bearish candle that I have on the daily was this one right here. So that was your support area at 42.44. You tested it and you're moving higher. You still haven't filled the gap on Neo, which is okay because, like I said, gaps don't have to fill, guys. There's a lot of gaps in this chart. Right here's a gap from this candle there. That's a gap. It doesn't have to fill. Doesn't ever have to fill. I can remember when it was trading down here because you can see my old lines. So is it going back down there? No, I do not believe so. I don't know if they're a profitable company yet. The last time I looked, they were not. So I think this was basically just a play off of Tesla. People can't afford to buy Tesla, so they buy Neo, and that's what's going on. It is a good company. They do have a good car as far as I know, and eventually they are working towards becoming profitable. So Tesla wasn't profitable until last year. This thing could be profitable in the future. In my opinion, it's probably going to be about the same. You probably tested your weekly 21 exponential moving average. You did. So if you're looking to add shares on this, see where it closes this weekly. So Friday, near the end of the market, see where you are in reference to this thing right here. If you're looking to buy and hold, obviously. If you're looking to day trade this thing, then the trade was this morning. The trade was this morning when you opened up. Let me get rid of the moving averages. I only look at the moving averages on our larger time frames. The trade was here. When you stabbed down, this got everybody thinking you had a big gap down, move lower. Everybody's thinking this thing's going to zero, but it wasn't. It found support and shot out there. So you didn't fill all the gap, but it looks like the market's happy enough with it. And like I said, we don't know what's happened to make everything start to move lower again. I bet the S&P 500 is moving lower too. Yep, there it is. Yep. So is this a pullback for another opportunity to get long again? Is this the low? We will see. It will happen at today's daily closure. Depending on where today closes will dictate the low of today, obviously. Pound yen. Did you not see if you went over that? Yeah, I did, but just briefly. I didn't go over it really good because I'm long from this blue line right here at 144.173. All right, that was a retest of an area on a smaller time frame. I took that long, and it's just been going to the moon ever since. So I'm still long. I was looking for. Let me go in a smaller time frame, and I'll show you what areas I was looking for some support and resistance to happen. It doesn't look like I've used this chart anytime recently. I think that's a 4-hour down there. Nope, must be an hourly. So you've got this nice stair stepping action right here. So when you come off, and you came off today, you've already tested that line. This could be a pullback, so don't buy this. This could be a pullback. This could be going lower. All right. Don't buy it now. Let's see what happens when it gets to 147 spot 524. If you get down there, let's see if that area holds a support. If it doesn't, look right there. All right. That'll give you 3 places to look for pound yen to find support this week. All right. These levels will be invalid after this week, more than likely. So first level is 147 spot 524, second level 146 spot 771. Your next level is all the way down here on a 4-hour. I know there's an hourly level in here, but I'm ready to wrap up the stream because like I said, I'm still trading, actively managing positions, which is why I always wait till the end of the day to do these, by the way, if you were wondering. Your cat has patience. Yes, he does. Thank you, Janet. Yeah, Pepe came in and was crying. He wants some cheese. He loves shredded cheese for treats. Just join your stream. How about AAVE? Yeah, sure. We'll go take a look at AAVE real quick. What just happened? What just happened? AAVE. Let's go versus USD, Coinbase. Yeah. All right. So that trend line is see you later gone. So we're testing the bottom end of the trend line that I had there. This was a market structure level. Not much that high, but that right there. And you can see we sliced through that like hot butter. And then you retested it to the upside and it looks like you're rolling over. So a lot of these things is going to determine what happens on the daily close. Today's daily close is going to be important. If you close today's candle down near lows, you may have some more downside in the future. If you close today's candle, like say above 347, then it might be finding support. All right. It might be finding support. We won't know until the candle closes. As of right now, anything you do is just going to be a speculative bet, essentially. So you don't really want to do that in the middle of the day, nonetheless, at 12 o'clock. So that's the real area that I like, 315 spot 49. I want to see where the daily closes in reference to that, or this lower one right here is actually the better one, 300 spot 42. And that comes nicely in line with this trend line. So let's see where we close today around this level. All right. As long as you're closing up here higher, it still looks good to me. Still looks like an opportunity. You start closing below that trend line, then you're probably heading lower. And I don't think it will. I don't know what it'll do, obviously, but let's wait to see how today shakes out. At the end of the day, we'll take it from there. ETH. Yeah, I checked out ETH already. Let's see USD. We're looking at 130 or 1394. All right. I didn't see the name on that. Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf. ETH, the level we're looking at is 1394 spot 04. We want to see how today closes in reference to this line. If we close up here or higher, then this was a buying opportunity. I understand that's hindsight, but what you can do is you can wait for pullbacks on smaller time frames to look to get long. For instance, if you test this level up here and you roll back over, and then you test this level and you stay closing a 4-hour above that, that's your entry for a long moving higher. Now, if you come up here and you test that and you come back down and make a lower low, then obviously it's not going back up. Then that means sellers are in control of the market in the near term. But I want to see how today closes around the 1394 area. All right. Dot BTC. Yep. Let's go look at dot BTC. I didn't look at dot yet. It's strong, man. You had a big weekday, and then, man, look at this thing. This is insane. Everything is selling off today except dot BTC. Well, dot's obviously stronger than Bitcoin. Let's see what dot USD looks like. There's really nothing to do. It looks like you're wicking out right here. So you'd have to go find intraday ranges to look for your next support areas. The first intraday area, the support area that I see intraday is going to be 65836, which is just this hourly candle right here. All right, if you get price pull back into that area, see if that area holds a support for an hourly closing basis. All right, you definitely don't want to see no hourly closures below this bearish candle. If you get an hourly close below this close, then you're probably coming down to 53262. That's ETH.BTC. Let's see what .USD looks like, because I didn't look at that. That USD is rolling over. Now, this is Coinbase. No, what is this? Kraken. Yeah, so DOT had a nasty thing. Let's see what it looks like on Binance or Finex. Yeah, it did not. Man, I haven't even looked at this thing in forever. All right. So yeah, you're right. Kraken was the only one. So I don't know. It's a Kraken issue, obviously. What I see on this USD though is you've just tested this right here, and you couldn't close an hourly back above it, so it looks like it's rolling over. So same thing on this dot versus the dollar. You're going to be range bound. You have to see if you get a close above 31.188. All right, 31.188. You get an hourly closure below that level, you're coming down to test this opening price of this bullish candle, and then your next one is this one. All right, don't worry about the wicks. Just focus on the closes and the opening candles. That's your levels to look. All right. As long as you're trading above this area, you're still constructive, because like everything is had a pretty nasty couple of days. Yeah, they're in tandem now. Let's move lower. What time zone is considered for primary day close? What time zone is considered as a primary for the daily close? In FX, the daily close is at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In crypto, the daily close is 8 p.m. or 8 or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not exactly sure which one it is. I think it's 8, but I could be wrong. It may be 7. But yeah, and obviously the New York Stock Exchange, the daily closes at 4 o'clock Eastern. Hey, thank you very much. You are welcome. Yo, what's up, Heath? Hello, Jordan. Heath, I got our personal one. How long have you been trading? Got any tips for a beginner? I've been trading for probably about 10 years. Yeah, you're going to be failing a lot, bro. If you're just getting started, get used to failure. It's okay. All right. As long as you're not losing tons of money, make sure that you only trade with an amount of money that you can afford to lose. All right. Like a small amount, and then take very small position sizes until you start to understand the dynamics of markets, how they move, why they move. One thing you guys got to understand is, yes, I use technical analysis to gauge my trades and entries and exits based upon, but the markets is 100% random. All right. That means there is no force on the world that can tell you where it's going to go. Nothing can tell the future. It is completely random. It is just as random as a coin flip. So just because there's a 50-50 chance to win a coin flip, that doesn't mean you're going to win 50% of the coin flips. Does that make sense to you? It's the same thing in the market. It's all random. We use technical analysis to get better, higher probable areas to enter trades, but that's why we put stop losses. So just get used to failing. Bearish on Bitcoin? No, I'm not bearish on Bitcoin. You still in the chef yen position? Yes, I am. You can see it right there. It's heading lower. This red line is the entry that I took on it yesterday, 117.636. It's heading lower. Yep. So we got yen strength happening, which is crazy because sometimes the Swiss gets stronger in circumstances when stuff is everything is red. Look, guys, don't be afraid of these big bearish candles, all right? Because these markets, if they're still bullish, they're going to turn around. They're going to turn around. This thing it's structured bullish. All right. And just look in reference to how big this pullback was. You had this big move up. You had a big pullback. Look how big it is in reference to this one. It's nothing, right? This one's way bigger. And then you moved higher. You took out that high. Now, Forex does sometimes, it doesn't trend very often. This thing's been choppy and sideways. These are daily candles for a long time after it pushed up out of there. So let's see what happens. You could come down here and smoke this liquidity and turn right around and head higher. You know what I mean? No one knows what's going to happen. But yes, I am still in that trade and it is carrying on. Yep, it was a good trade. So much advice, solid advice. Thank you. Yep, thank you, Tom. I hope people get value out of it. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up because I do have to absolutely check on some positions, and I will catch you later. All right. Peace, guys. Hope y'all. Oh, yeah. By the way, trade safe, trade smart. Happy trading.